What's up, guys? Turns out you guys brought the sheriff out on me. I don't know if you remember, I think the last time you was out here, I said, hey, someday I'm probably gonna get swatted one of these days. It's kind of a low-key version of being swatted. It's more, I don't know, it's not even like a wellness check thing. It's a kitten wellness check, I don't know. Anyway, the Redditors got a little bit crazy. They it was pretty funny. I went down. I usually stay off of Reddit. It's like whatever. I don't have time for all my comments, let alone the morons over there. But I went down through and found like a whole like typed out official letter citing like laws and all kinds of stuff. As most of you know, this property is recorded and live streamed 24/7, and so of course I've got some stuff from that. So I was actually going to wait a little bit to make this video, but I'm hoping that in doing so, it'll stop the local sheriff's office from being harassed by calls and emails and anything else that happens to be coming his way. He came out, he checked on it, and he is aware that I have a cat that had a medical issue. I'm not completely sure, but based on what he told me from the hours and stuff he works, he actually came here off hours, and he's a country dude just like everybody else out here. I believe he was talking about putting hay up. So, you know, people out here live a country life. It's one big reason why if you choose to live a lifestyle this way, you really want to make sure the entire community, county, everywhere you live in is favorable towards that lifestyle. Because if, you know, you don't take a cat to a vet in a city somewhere, I have no idea what they do, but they probably go crazy and come in and call CPS and get your kids taken away too while they're at it. They're nuts. But yeah, I live someplace where the laws are favorable to live a rural type of lifestyle. So had a great exchange with the sheriff. It's not the first time he's been here. I don't think he's ever been here in an official capacity before, and I'm not really even sure how official this really was. We talked a lot about robot lawnmowers and some other cool stuff, but anyway, I'm gonna quit gabbing and let you guys watch the exchange. And yes, I avoided using any footage of his face because I don't believe he's really interested in publicity. I think he's just trying to be a dude that's enforcing law and doing his job. What if I had said, no, you can't see the cat?
I'd have turned around and left.
Hey, how's it going? Yep. Well, I'm gonna think she's around she's being inside in the air conditioning. She's got, right now, the only symptom is a little bit. Yes, I did mute some of the information I told the sheriff. You guys are more of on a need-to-know basis, and I don't need to give the keyboard vets any more information. I think she's doing pretty decent. Just keeping an eye on her. I don't know what kind of tests you want to do, if anything. But
I don't want
you don't want nothing to do with it. You just want to respond to the inquiries.
I do. I just wanted to respond that I was here.
Okay. I didn't want to take her to an emergency vet. There's none open at the time except for Columbus and no, there wasn't even, because they're only open in evenings. Charleston's only open in evenings too.
Right.
So I thought keeping her cool, as long as I got her to take liquids, she'd be all right. And I didn't think bringing her to an emergency vet with a bunch of barking dogs stressing her out. I have some vet friends I contacted, and they said keep her low stress, make absolutely sure she's staying hydrated, make sure she's peeing, so her kidneys, you know, she has kidney function. It looked like she had heat stroke.
Okay.
That was my opinion. Let me ask you, just out of curiosity, what if I had said, no, you can't see the cat?
I'd have turned around and left.
I'm followed by somewhere around 8 million people across all platforms now.
I really.
I don't know if you remember, I think the last time you was out here, I said, hey, someday I'm probably going to get a swatted one of these days. This will keep happening.
Well.
All right, there he goes. That took all of about 10 minutes or so. Hopefully I helped him be able to do his job better and he can have a response to people and say, yes, he's actually touched and seen the cat. I had an absolute blast showing him all the robot mowers after we were done with all that. I don't know if I convinced him to get one or not, but yeah, pretty cool. There it was, guys. That was the exchange. It was pretty chill. He just showed up, wanted to talk. First thing he did was ask how I was doing and just want to make sure everything is going good, and said he was here for 2 reasons. Oh, there's a bird. You can tell Minion's not out here. He was here for 2 reasons: to check up on the cat and just check in with me, because it's been quite a while. It may have been about a year or so. But yeah, no, it was pretty straightforward. I'm like, hey, if you want to see the cat, you can. Obviously, you heard me ask him, like, hey, if I said get out of here, like, what would you have done? And he's like, yeah, he'd have left. But I think it speaks to him being a pretty awesome sheriff, actually, because he maintains relationships with, I'm sure, as many people as he can. Because if he was just some random dude saying, he could have pulled up a lot different and the exchange would have gone different. I don't just randomly let law enforcement just do whatever. Now, if there's an officer that has some kind of relationship with me ahead of time, and hey, you know, sure, I'll show you the cat. Why not? I don't care. But yeah, no, if you just show up and just start demanding stuff as a law enforcement officer, come back with a warrant. I'm not playing stupid games. But he was cool. And he's super cool, and I'm quite sure he doesn't really want to be majorly publicized, so I did my absolute best. I have security cams and all kinds of other stuff. I did my best to keep him out of it, because there's no reason to give him attention. I don't think he wants attention of any kind. He just wants to do his job. So he came out, did his job. It's kind of cool. He checked up on an animal to make sure the animal's good, but he mostly just wanted the ability to respond, and it helps him do his job better. He can respond to all these random people and be like, hey, you know, I saw a cat, didn't seem to be dying, seemed to be fine. Obviously, I muted parts of it out as far as exactly what treatment I'm doing with the cat and where she's at right now and all that. Just holding back for another video. I'm going to go over everything in a much longer video. Okay, it might not be much longer. I'm gonna go over everything in a separate video after she is 100% recovered, and like, she's almost there. Acting good, eating, drinking, all that good stuff. I'm gonna end up bringing her to a vet at some point. Obviously, we're not in an emergency point right now, but I do want to get both of these kittens in for some vaccines and a basic checkup. Same thing I did with other cats and so I'm not opposed to vets. I'm just not wild about I'm just not wild about bringing a on death's door cat to a vet if I'm convinced I can treat it better. And most people don't know how to treat animals at all, which is why I totally understand the legitimate concern for the cat's health. I get it. Most people don't know how to treat animals, and your best bet is to just go to a vet, and in some cases maybe not have animals if you don't know how to care for them. But if you live close to a vet, it's kind of okay to have animals and not know how to care for them, because you can just run them over there. But the reason, and I said it in there, but like, this cat needed to be kept low stress. She was already stressed to the max. The last thing I need to do is put her in a carrier, drive her in a vehicle. At the time I noticed it, the only emergency vet that was open to my knowledge was in Columbus, Ohio. Everybody talks about there's a vet in Parkersburg, there's an animal hospital in Parkersburg. I've been there before. They are not an emergency vet clinic. I had already called them trying to get just kind of a basic appointment. Once she was showing signs of improvement, no way to get in. I could not set up an appointment for, for the next 3 days, there was no option unless I wanted to call in and see if there was a cancellation. Charleston does not open. The Charleston, West Virginia Animal Hospital, they say they're 24-hour online, and people are flipping out online saying, it's 24 hours. Well, no, it's not. I've waited there before myself, waiting for the doors to open at 6 p.m. They finally opened at 6 p.m. I discovered this cat well before that. So yeah, the fastest way I could have gotten Katana to an animal hospital, to my knowledge, to one that was open when I needed to go or wanted to go, was a 3-hour drive to Columbus, Ohio. And I don't even know if that one's 24 hours, because so many of these places say they are, but in reality they're not. They're like evening hours, with the exception of weekends. This was not a weekend that all this took place. So 3 hours one way in a vehicle to get to this emergency hospital. And then I've been to emergency hospitals. There's oftentimes 25 barking dogs doing whatever inside, and all these owners are trying to hold them. It is a high chaos environment, and this poor cat would be in a cage after suffering for like 3 hours. Obviously, while I'm driving 3 hours, I'm not administering fluids and doing much to care for her. I mean, obviously I could have stopped and tried to do stuff. She's already gonna be stressed out. There's gonna be traffic and vehicle sounds. She's used to none of it. She's feeling bad. So I could be forcing water, you know, every half hour like I was doing. I could stop every half hour, force her to drink water in a chaotic environment. Then just to get to the animal hospital, just to find out we have to sit in a waiting room with barking dogs freaking out. Cats have an instinct that they don't like unusual dogs, and they will freak out. And I am barely to the point where they're not like getting quite tense around Az. And Az is a monster. Cloak's a little more tense around Az than Katana is. Katana's really doing pretty good with that. But basically, she's stressed out on death's door, and I'm going to freak her out, and then we're going to wait in this thing in this waiting room for what, an hour? So that's a 4-hour window plus all the stops to try to make sure she's staying hydrated. It's a 4-hour stress window before I get her into a vet. That did not seem to be the wise choice to me when I knew that I had to get fluids in her. She had to take fluids. I knew that I needed to see her urinating. She didn't need to be eating food at that time. She just simply needed to stay hydrated and stay cool. I needed to push fluids through in case there was a toxin. I wanted to monitor the fluids exactly, so I was using a syringe into the mouth. She was taking fluids fine. I checked her hydration level with the skin pinch thing. It really wasn't ever too bad. So I think it was more of, she wasn't just straight up dehydrated. I think she just got overheated, period. So that's why I did it the way I did it. Many people, that was a big carpenter ant, freaked me out. Many people would have definitely gone that route. And the last thing I wanted to do was say goodbye to my animal while sitting in an animal hospital and know that, like, yeah, she passed away because I put her in a high stress environment for hours on end, right at a critical moment when she just needed to recover and stay cool. You guys are more than welcome to disagree with that decision. No vet, again, I've already told my vet stories, or all the stories I care to tell. I've got more. No vet is going to care for the cat the way I do. Yeah. It's something else, but yeah, I don't know you guys an explanation. What I do want to do is educate people that live in a rural area. Make sure you know what's going on with your local vets. If you can at all, get a relationship with a vet that you can just be like, hey, it's an emergency. I know it's after hours. Thank God you gave me your cell number. And, you know, that's ideal. The only local vet to me is the one that diagnosed as my other dog with rickets by just standing there and looking at him. He's like, oh, you got rickets. So that guy's about as educated as a pile of cinder blocks. And yeah, I mean, I've had him for significantly longer. Never gave him any of the things he said he was going to need in order to like, but yeah, his rickets were going to be a lifelong thing, he told me. So rural vets, not always the greatest thing to take your animal to. Far away vets, when your animal shouldn't be stressed, not always the best option. Self-care, caring for your animal at home is often the best option. That's just where I'm at with it. Absolutely zero regrets on how I handled it, except I probably wouldn't have put it on social media, because now the sheriff's office ended up being harassed needlessly. It would have made far more sense to put it on social media afterwards. I just thought it was really cool that I could have her on Twitch and have you guys keep an eye on her so I could at least get some sleep. I did set some alarms to wake up. But people in the Twitch chat have a way to contact me. Not everybody, but some of them do. So they can contact me and say, hey, you know, she threw up or something, and then I can address it. You know, and I can know, it's, what is it, like a 20 or 30 second delay. I can know within 20 to 30 seconds what's going on with her. They were able to tell me when she had drank fluids, because I was getting ready to push fluids one time, and and they're like, hey, she already drank out of the bowl. And I was like, what? Really? That's cool. So it was helpful in that regard, but again, ignorant people, not fully aware of the situation, not watching all my videos, you know, definitely not even watching all the videos on the cats, obviously, would have, yeah, not been able to cause chaos. So I'll probably do that differently in the future. And I'll let you guys know, because I'm committed to showing the realities of homesteading. I can make a video afterwards, and it won't be a big deal, and I won't bother the sheriff's office. But like I told him, this is going to keep happening regardless. Like, he's always going to get emails, phone calls, whatever, about me. Hopefully not like regularly, but there'll be different times throughout the social media thing where he's going to get info, and hey, he's welcome to come out here and check up on stuff if he wants to. I'm not afraid to exercise my rights if any law enforcement shows up out here that are jerks. They know, or should know. I'm gonna put a sign out that this property is live streamed to the internet 24/7, audio and video. So anybody that shows up, wants to do anything not by the book, I'll have record of it. So, but sheriff's cool, awesome guy. It was cool to see him again. Glad he came out. I kind of wanted to stop in sometime and talk to him anyway. Actually, I have to go pay land taxes before too long here, so if he's in the office at that time, I'll stop in and say, hey, what's up? But don't worry, it's not like he's like some kind of like great friend of mine. I mean, I kind of consider him a friend. He's one of those friends that's like very professionally like my friend. Like, he's like, yeah, you know, we get along, we're good, but like, if he finds me speeding through town, I have zero doubts in my mind he's writing me a speeding ticket. If I'm not doing everything legal out here, he catches wind of it and has the, yeah, whatever he needs to make an arrest, guaranteed he's arresting me. So he's my friend, unless I'm doing something against the law, and then he's going to be like, gotta take you in, man. So best thing for me to do, make sure I'm following all the laws. Obviously, people on the internet think I'm not always, and, you know, they'll call, whatever, doesn't matter. It's okay. I'm good. So that's the whole story. Hopefully it was entertaining for you guys. I got a big kick out of it. It took all of 10 minutes of my life. The only sad thing is I had to pick up Katana out of her dead sleep nap and bring her out of the nice cool AC she was relaxing in to be outside. So good job, Redditors. You took a comfortable kitten who was recovering and having a nice nap and dragged her outside into the heat in the middle of the day to be manhandled. So hopefully you feel good about that. Anyway, doesn't bother me. I'm good. Gave me quite a chuckle. But we'll see you guys in the next video. I will do an update on Katana, the whole story, once everything is concluded and over with. And I'll see you guys then, or in a different video in the meantime. So if you like this channel, hit the subscribe button. If you're a random hater and don't understand how cats work and think every animal should live at a vet 24/7, hit that unsubscribe button. And I think there's some kind of blocking option on here. Use that too. Or just keep leaving comments, whatever. Drives engagement, and I appreciate it. So have a good one, guys. Catch you in the next one.